Greetings from where it's not all too hot. This is Ocean Beach in San Francisco. We're about to have a fun drive across the city. From Ocean Beach all the way into the city, through the inner city, to another body of water where I have to swim. So let's go catch the car. Let's talk about 49ers and their red zone defense. It's sand dunes here. They call this the outside lands, by the way. It's where the music festival name comes from. Everything in San Francisco's western half used to look like this before they developed it into that. But it's a good 10 to 15 degrees cooler at the beach than it is once you go a few blocks inland. It's crazy. Call it the world's largest air conditioner, the Pacific Ocean. I think our car is waiting for us. There it is. I see it. Hopefully it waits for me. Yeah, it's going to wait 6 minutes until I leave. Take a look here at the Great Highway, closed down right now to traffic, so there's people just walking, running, and biking along the Great Highway. What an epic name, by the way. The Great Highway. Look, we're walking right on the road right now, and it hugs the coastline. It's going to be hot tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the 49ers' biggest need for improvement on the offensive side of the ball, and that is the red zone. They're 50% this year in touchdown rate. Last year they were 68%. So last year they ranked number 1. This year they ranked number 20. It's a big drop. And I've asked about it, and there have been several potential reasons given by the 49ers, and I think it's a mix of reasons, so I don't think anybody's lying or making anything up. I think it's just a complex issue that San Francisco is going to try to tackle starting tomorrow against the Cardinals. So here we go. We just crossed over. We've got the end of Taraval right here at the Great Highway. And we've got my car waiting for me right here across the way. We're not far away. So Waymo again, so this is going to be a fun drive. This is going to be a new route as we talk about the 49ers and the red zone. What a Saturday it is. All right, here we go. All those surfers are out in force. This is the car that is going to take us across town. Watch this, the automatic unlock. Wasn't that nifty? We got to put the backpack in the back seat. Keep the door open so it doesn't drive off with my stuff. Here we go. We made it inside. Pushing the seat back because I got long legs. I'm 6'5". All right, seatbelt on. And we are
heading to dolphin swimming and boating
off.
club. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
All right, we're on our way. So, 49ers red zone. I said down from 68% to 50%. Still only a 4-game sample size, so it's not a massive sample. They could have a great game in the red zone tomorrow and probably be over 60% already. So it's one of those things where this is not etched into their identity yet, but the longer it lasts, the more etched into the 49ers identity it will become. There we go. We're leaving the beach now, and it's going to be really interesting to see the route that we take. Oh my God, look at that. I said 49ers, 49 minutes. It's going to take us 49 minutes to get to where we're going. That gives us time for a nice and long show today, if I last all 49 minutes. But isn't that a good omen for the show, at least? I don't know about for the game. 49 minutes as we work our way here through the Sunset District. So I think September is like a glorified preseason at this point. I look at the lack of OTAs relative to what it was in the past, the lack of training camp, especially because so many important guys miss training camp and you're obviously nursing health during training camp. I'd look at September as the true ramp-up period. It's what camp and preseason used to be. So I never look at September and say, hey, oh, this is who a team definitely is based on the first 4 games. I don't think that we can reasonably expect a team to play itself into form until the month of October. So we are now in October. That's why it's 95 degrees in central San Francisco. This is summer, right? Summer in San Francisco is October. And that means that this is the real time for the 49ers to get cooking offensively. This is the real time for them to heat up offensively. So when I look at something like the red zone percentage, the answer that stuck out to me the most this week from the 49ers and their staff was from Chris Foerster, who simply said, we have not run the ball well enough in the red zone. And the numbers do flesh that out. The 49ers actually, despite having Jordan Mason, who's the second leading rusher, just raw yardage-wise in the whole league, the 49ers rank number 14 in rushing expected points added per play. And people are all up in arms like, how do the 49ers have the second leading rusher in the league but rank number 14 in EPA? Well, the short answer is that raw yardage doesn't tell you everything. It's about where the positive runs are coming, and the most valuable runs and also the hardest ones to execute are in the red zone. So the Chris Foerster straight up said, we're not running the ball well in the red zone. The tape shows the 49ers aren't running the ball great in the red zone. That's going to hurt the rushing EPA. That's why it's down at number 14, and that's why their red zone touchdown percentage is also down. Now, they've also seen bad receiving plays. I remember Brandon Ayuk dropping a pass, but that was against the Jets in week 1. But then again, they've also had fantastic red zone catches, like George Kittle's last week in triple coverage. So that stuff tends to even out to me. I look at the running game and some of the struggles the 49ers had there, and I do agree with Chris Foerster that that's the biggest thing that the 49ers can possibly fix in this football game. We continue working our way up. Shout out to, well, what avenue? We're at 32nd Avenue, so we're still in the Outer Sunset District right now. Shout out to those of you from the Outer Sunset District. A lot of times you're going to be shrouded in fog out here. Definitely not today. It is beautiful. This is going to be a good route. I'm really, really excited for this show. So then you talk about, okay, how do the 49ers improve the run game? Well, red zone is all about making use of limited space, because you've got the back line in the end zone acting as another defender. So that constrains the field. It's a defender that you cannot run through. That constrains the entire field. So you have to find a way to make room for the run game or the pass game in parameters that are not as easy as they are at midfield. So how do you do that? Well, you have to have premium players. That's why bad teams can typically move the ball really well between the 20s, but they tend to stall out near the red zone because they have the benefit of added space to strain a defense in the middle of the field. They do not have that benefit anymore when they are near the goal line or in the red zone. So losing Christian McCaffrey, I think that's hurt the 49ers the most in the red zone, because he is a space maker. He's a guy who, we talk about the Steph Curry comparison that Kyle Shanahan had said. So he's a gravitational force. He's always going to be pulling defenders near him. Finally a turn. We're turning on 25th Avenue. Cool. And we continue going uphill. Look, there's a plane flying a banner up there. I can't read it. We might have a nice view here coming up soon. I'm going to keep it facing this way. So somebody like Steph Curry for the Warriors is always drawing defenders toward him, even if they're not technically covering him. And that opens things up. Look at the beach. Look at the ocean. That's nice. That opens things up for everybody else. Kyle Shanahan has compared Christian McCaffrey to Steph Curry in that way. And I think that nowhere is that impact more profound than it is in the red zone. We might have a Golden Gate Bridge view here. We have hit Quintara. I could see the Golden Gate Bridge, but I don't think you guys can. Maybe after we turn here, we're going to get to see it. That's Sutro Tower in front of me at Twin Peaks. We're on the backside of Twin Peaks right now in the Sunset District. Car comes to a complete stop. No California roll here, huh? No cop, no stop. Oh, look, there's the bridge. You can't really see it, but we will in about a block. It'll be good. Sunset Reservoir. Hopefully this is bringing back memories for those of you who used to live in the city or you used to live in this neighborhood specifically, or if I'm driving by your house, you could come out and wave. You could see the top of the bridge over there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on camera, though. Car decided to turn. Not up to me where this thing is taking me. I mean, it's theoretically taking me to the Dolphin Club, but for the time being, we're just going to have to trust it. So I think the 49ers really are missing McCaffrey. Again, they do expect to get him back. Exactly when has been the question for San Francisco. Until they get him back, they're going to have to be more precise with everything that they do in the red zone. Precision from Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk can't be dropping passes if you're the 49ers in the red zone. George Kittle's going to have to do what he did last week, and now we're finally going to get the bridge. It's going to be in between some power lines, but there it is. You guys see it? I know it's going to be shaky. I'm holding it as still as I can. Golden Gate Bridge from a unique angle. Yes, the car's gone rogue. But I'm zooming in for you guys. I know the power lines, unfortunately, are above ground on this street, so we can't see it all that well, but it was worth the wait, wasn't it? Looks like we're going to be heading up. Where are we at now? 21st Avenue. So I mentioned that, the avenues in San Francisco, they go from 1st Avenue to 49th Avenue, but 1st Avenue is named Arguello, and 49th Avenue is named La Playa, which means the beach in Spanish. And they're numbered so that you go from the inner city or closer to the middle of the city out to the beach. So fittingly, we talk about the 49ers, 49th Avenue. That's all the way out by the beach. And again, it's called La Playa. It's literally called the beach. So there's 49 everywhere in San Francisco. Really cool. Now we're on Noriega and 21st. And this is, if you go like 20 blocks down, you'll go to one of the best breakfast sandwiches in San Francisco, a biscuit breakfast sandwich. It's called Devil's Teeth Baking Company. You can write that one down. We'll go there at some point. It's down that way. We are having to maneuver on U-Hauls, everything. This is some good driving. I appreciate it. I think they got a big bluegrass festival going on in Golden Gate Park, so I don't know how we're going to get through there without a lot of traffic. Maybe that's why it's telling me I still have 39 minutes left. It's quite the haul, but hey, at least we get to do a nice live today, right? Should be fun. All right, so as we make our way through San Francisco on this beautiful day, my key for the 49ers is precision in the red zone. Guys have to be on their assignments. People can say, oh, play calling this, play calling that. Yeah, sometimes the play call can be better. Sometimes the play call bails out, whatever else is happening for the 49ers. I think in general, Kyle Shanahan's a really good play caller. Every metric that measures the play calling says that he's still in the top 10 of the league in that regard. Have they missed a couple play calls in the red zone? Sure. Does every team miss play calls in the red zone? Yes. So I think that's just like a lazy kind of criticism. I think that the play calling is improved by personnel. Let's put it that way. Christian McCaffrey, with the gravity that he creates when he's out on the field, makes every play call look better. Brock Purdy, with the precision that he almost always throws with, makes every play call look better. Brandon Ayuk, last year when he dropped nothing, made every play call look better. So we've got a guy decided to just cut us off. It's like, yeah, we're just going to go. Awesome. Cool. So I really think that what you do in the NFL is ultimately determined by the players that you have, especially when Kyle Shanahan is a known commodity as a play caller. We know that he's a good play caller. The 49ers do need to be sharper blocking-wise in the run game. Chris Foerster talked about it. And they need to catch the football when they're in that end zone. And I think that the red zone percentage will improve. Again, this is not part of their identity yet. Here, shout out to the N Judah train coming through to Ocean Beach. Now, a lot of you probably rode that train in your days in San Francisco. And again, I would hope that a lot of 49ers fans watching still live out here. If you're in the Sunset District, give me a thumbs up or give me a nice little comment in the chat. Ooh, we're going to go by Marnie Thai. I think they won Best Thai Restaurant in the U.S. at some point over the last 10 years. Really good spot. Because this is Irving. Irving is a cool block. A lot of good Asian food on Irving. So you guys, when you come into the city, these are the neighborhoods you need to check out. This is where you're going to get the really, really good food. And I forgot where exactly Marnie Thai is, and I'm not going to open my map now because I've got this on the phone. It might be a little bit further out in the outer Sunset, but I believe they also have one in the inner Sunset, which we're basically going through now. And we're behind our cousin, another Waymo. Hole-in-the-wall pizza. That looks good. Looks like a turn onto 19th Avenue is happening behind the fellow robot car in front of us. This is going to be interesting. This is a busy street. Look at all the robot cars. There's one. There's another one. Oh, yellow light. No problem. No problem. So that's Golden Gate Park in front of us. That's what's next. Got to cross through Golden Gate Park behind our cousin, the Waymo, the Jaguar, or the Jaguar, depending on which way you want to say it. The car is pronounced differently than the football team. I have a 49ers Cardinals prediction coming out a little bit later today for you, alongside one of the best breakfast sandwiches in San Francisco. I'm ready to answer your 49ers questions, though, right now. It's about to become a cool part of the drive through Golden Gate Park. So go ahead and post your questions. Mike, if you have a really good one that you see, go ahead and message me, and I'll get that. How's the Czech food in San Francisco? There's actually a really good spot called Paprika on 24th and Mission, right by the BART station. That is quality. Go check him out. And then you got to go out to Concord for some of the best fried cheese. It's called DJ Bistro out in Concord. This is called Crossover Drive, by the way. We're crossing over Golden Gate Park. This is where the Bluegrass Festival is. But I don't think we're going to see it. It's not on Crossover Drive. How much of an impact will Bosa have tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you what. Bosa's impact is going to be very correlated with how well the 49ers stop the run. So if the 49ers do a job stopping the run, Bosa's not going to have to worry about the run game. He'll be able to pin his ears back and get after the passer. Last week, Nick Bosa had the fastest get-off that NFL Next Gen Stats had measured in the past 6 or 7 years. He averaged a 0.51 second get-off. So when that's the case, I don't think anybody can stop Nick Bosa coming around the edge. When he's pinning his ears back, you can't block him. So if the 49ers stop the run, they're going to have some fun, and Nick Bosa is going to have a big game for San Francisco tomorrow. Here comes some of the traffic here on Crossover Drive. So this is going to turn into Park Presidio, which literally means connecting the park and the Presidio. Look at this. These cars have decided to take the HOV lane. I didn't realize that was a high occupancy vehicle. I thought there was only one of me in here, but I guess Casper counts as a person too. There's two of us. Carpool lane, great. Although the carpool lane is not really helping us. Everybody else is going around the same speed. So this kind of spits us out into the Richmond district. Shout out to the Richmond in San Francisco. Here you can see Park Presidio on the street sign. And there we are in the Richmond. I wonder how far we're going to go on this one. People waiting for the bus. The 28, that's going to take them up to near where I'm going. That'll be cool. Yeah, Casper counts. That's why we're able to use, well, I think this carpool lane's only Monday through Friday, so I'm not sure if Casper can use it during the week, but it doesn't matter because it's Saturday here in San Francisco. Thanks for the tips, guys. The tips help me pay for Casper. This cost like $39 this time to make it across the city. We lost our cousin. He's driving off into the distance. We hit a red light, so it's good. All right. Any word on Fred Warner? We should get. Actually, I doubt we get word. I would expect him to play. I would not expect Warner to sit after he was in full pads on Thursday, working off on the side. And he was looking totally fine at practice yesterday. We're going to get word on Kalia Davis here within, I would say, the next hour. I'm waiting right now. At 1 o'clock is when teams have to have the roster moves in. Remember, Kalia Davis needs to be officially activated from injured reserve so he can play tomorrow. The 49ers would have to do so by 1 p.m. today. Kalia had his practice window opened. I think everything went well. The expectation was that he would be activated today, so we'll see if that continues to be the case. Mike is keeping an eye right now on the roster moves in case they come across the wire while I'm in this car for the next 30 minutes or so. And if the 49ers do add Kalia Davis, that's a big, big addition. He looked really good when he was healthy during the preseason. The issue has been health for him, especially with his knee. But I always talk about Kalia as such a unique player because he was an inside linebacker to start his college career at UCF. Inside linebackers are fast, obviously, this day and age. The fact that he's a defensive tackle coming off of an inside linebacker start to his career, that tells you in and of itself that this guy's going to move well, right? Now, he's got skinnier legs. He's got the big, barrel-chested upper body, but you could tell that back in a former life, he was an inside linebacker. I don't know if that has anything to do with some of Kalia Davis's struggles to stay healthy. He had the torn ACL in college and then obviously had to have another knee procedure here that's kept him on IR. Hopefully he can come off for the 49ers today. But, as far as all this goes, if he can get back and deliver at the speed that the 49ers saw him delivering in training camp and in the preseason, then this could be a really, really big add for the 49ers because they've compared him to DJ Jones before. And those are no light words. DJ Jones was a really, really effective player for the 49ers. They need as much firepower as they can get on the inside. Javon Hargrave currently out. He might be back by the end of the season, but it's not time to talk about that yet. It's time to talk about what they're going to do now at the defensive tackle position. And I will have to say that at the current moment, they need more bodies inside there. Shane asks, how's Ricky Pearsall looking? He's looking good. He's working off on the side during these practices. They say that he's really close to having his practice window open, so potentially it happens next week, although it's a short week next week against the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be a Thursday game, so things are about to start getting really busy for the 49ers. We'll see if the 49ers, you don't get as much practice in the short week, so I don't know if it makes sense to open his practice window with really only one practice and it's only going to be a walkthrough for the 49ers as they try to recover in between games. We have now, by the way, turned on California Avenue. We're going to go through Laurel Heights. We're officially now in the inner Richmond, 8th Avenue in California. The one California trolley bus line runs here. You see those? Those are trolley bus wires. We're about to, looks like we might pass a bus, although for some reason that bus is not on the trolleys. It might not be a one. It might be something else. A lot of good food out in this direction as well. The end of this drive should be epic. I think we'll be going through Pacific Heights and you'll see Billionaires Row. Yeah, it's the 44. It's not the one. 44 is a normal bus, not a trolley bus. There was a spot here that I have on my list of places. Do you guys want me to make a master list of the breakfast sandwich places and the lunch sandwich places that I hit up in San Francisco so you can refer to it? If you want that, then say yes in the comment section, and I'll definitely have it for you. Mauricio says yes, please. He also adds please. Thank you, Mauricio. I like when people are polite on social media. Always great. All right, we've made it to Arguello, which is First Avenue, but I think we're going to go straight. Yeah, we're going to go straight. No When was the last time the 49ers returned a kick for a touchdown? Richie James against the Seattle Seahawks in 2018. Am I right, trivia-wise? Richie James, who I think was the first since Ted Ginn in 2011, right? Don't hold me to that. I think it's right. I don't have any notes to consult. If I'm correct, then I'll take credit, though. The Master Breakfast list is coming. I went to a really good spot today. I'm going to feature it in the game prediction. That's going to come out a little later today, 49ers and Cardinals. Shane is asking about Trent. What about Trent? Trent's good to go. He's going to have to stay hydrated tomorrow. I think he's in the best shape that he has been this season. He's played his way into shape, but again, it's going to be 100 degrees, close to it out there on the field. Ready for more questions? That was the latest one on Trent. Go ahead and fire away with your questions. Casper taking us all the way from Ocean Beach. Those of you just joining now, you can make sure you rewind to the start of the show. You could see the epic backdrop of Ocean Beach to start things. I'm going to turn the camera to the right when I get a chance here. Look down a road. There's a car blocking me right now, so it's not really worth doing, but we're going to be able to see. Actually, we're going to be turning left, so we decided not to turn left. Cool. There you see Sutro Tower. And now we will be turning left on Spruce Street. This is Laurel Village, Laurel Heights. This Starbucks up here used to be, I will rarely shout out to Starbucks, but it used to be the only 24-hour Starbucks in San Francisco. I don't know if they still are. But back when I was in my younger 20s, if I needed to work at Starbucks at midnight, I could. I'm not sure that's too valuable to any of you, but it was to me. So now we're going to climb up Laurel Heights, and I think in a second, as soon as we hit the top of this hill, we should see the bay, or at least see the Presidio. We shall see. Fun fact, the Levi's Stadium naming rights deal was made in this neighborhood. 49ers will be playing at Levi's Stadium tomorrow. There you can see it. There's the bay. A lot of boats out. Looking beautiful. We're at Washington and Spruce. Oh, look, this guy is going with his kid downhill. It's about to pick up some speed. We aren't going that way, though. We'll be turning. You can see the bridge. Cool. What are the 3 keys to the win again? That's a good question. Keep Kyler Murray in the pocket if you're the 49ers. Spy him with Fred Warner. That's connected to key 1. That's key 2. And dominate Arizona's defense. I don't think there's anything that should be tricky about how to beat Arizona's defense. These guys are not a good defense. So the 49ers need to play them as such. Arizona is a team that is number 29 against the run and number 28 against the pass, which is not good. Brock Purdy dominated the Arizona Cardinals twice last season. No reason that he can't dominate them again here in 2024. If you want a specific key, talking to George Kittle, talking to some of the guys, Budda Baker is the most respected player, the safety on that Arizona defense. Kittle had the point that whenever the Cardinals have managed to upset the 49ers, Budda Baker's had 15 to 20 tackles. It just goes to show you that everything runs through Budda Baker for the Arizona Cardinals defensively. So if you can eliminate him from plays, then you're in a good spot. This looks like a consulate of some sort. I can't tell whose flag that is. They have a European Union flag. Maybe Portugal? Couldn't tell. Well, I can see the Transamerica Pyramid now, though. We're shifting now into Pacific Heights. We're going to be making another turn. I heard that there's a bar that's going to be opening up at the top of the pyramid, which you'll see very briefly here, right over there in the distance, but we got to turn. Trying to keep it as stable as possible. We're going to go all the way to the top of Pac Heights. This is awesome. Jackson, Broadway, good stuff. So Broadway's Billionaires Row. Highest concentration of billionaires homes that you'll find in the States. This is Pacific, and the next one's, and you could probably call this entire area Billionaires Row at the top of Pacific Heights. But nice houses. Look down, look, Palace of Fine Arts. That's pretty sweet. These are the Lion Street steps. Steve Young ran up these steps during his Football Life documentary. They were used as a metaphor. Some tourists headed to the steps, and now we turn on to the end of Broadway in San Francisco. 17 minutes away. Geez, this is a long, long ride. But you guys do get a look at some nice houses here. I can even open the window, probably. Yes, I can. It's warm, though. It's really warm. The good news is I have a mic now. So the sound should still be good, even though I've got the camera out the window. I'm ready for more questions. Look at this one right here. Was there a hotter game at Candlestick than Levi's will be? I would think this is the hottest in franchise history. Look at this, we're about to go downhill. There you could see the city, sun splashed today. There's no way that Candlestick was hotter than Levi's probably will be tomorrow at about 100 degrees. I'm moving back inside. Tomorrow at 100 degrees, I mean, San Francisco gets warm during October, but especially by the water, it's a little bit cooler. Now, that side of the city, I get it, it's not the ocean. I would think the 49ers might have had a game in the 90s at Candlestick, but it's hard for me to believe that they had a game in the hundreds at Candlestick. But we could look that up. It's a good question. Could be the hottest game, home game in franchise history. More questions, let's go. You guys are going to give me a break from talking. I appreciate it, but I'm here to answer questions. Let's keep it on topic. We're talking about the 49ers. Do I think that Mason can develop or is developing as a route runner? He's definitely developing. I mean, did you see the route that he ran on the little Texas angle route out of the backfield on the play that got called back? The George Kittle play that got called back? The hold that shouldn't have been a hold? That was a hell of a route and great hands on display from Jordan Mason. Jordan this offseason was working in Tennessee, north of Nashville. He's from a town called Gallatin. He bought himself a jugs machine, and he said it was the best investment that he's ever made in himself. His dad would be out there in the heat. It gets really hot there in the summer. Dad would be out there in the heat, and they'd just be running the jugs machine over and over and over again to develop Jordan Mason's hands. Now, he already did a lot of receiving work last offseason, but it was hard to showcase it because Christian McCaffrey was available all of last offseason. So Mason now is getting to show how much of an improved receiver he is. And I think that the 49ers are all for it. I mean, it's been a huge, huge coup for them. He's an undrafted free agent who's delivering at such a high level. Oh, boy, we're going to be turning left here. Look, here's another one of our cousins making the left turn, driverless car. There's the wheel. There's the view. We're headed down into Cow Hollow. This has been a fun drive. I love this route. Normally I take the route from the Mission up to Aquatic Park. Taking it all the way from the beach has been really, really cool this time. So Mason is number 3 in rushing yards over expectation per carry. He's behind only Saquon and Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. And he's number 2 in rushing yardage, period. I mean, that to me, that's amazing that the 49ers are getting that out of their backup. Some quality depth right there. Do I think that heat could play a factor with players with pre-existing injuries they're trying to overcome? Heat's going to play a factor with everybody because you got to stay hydrated. That's the key. You're going to be exhausted and hydrated. I don't think that it's going to change based on what guys are dealing with. You have to be ready. You got to take your IV, do what you need to. Here's Cow Hollow, nice neighborhood. You've got to do what you need to make sure that weather doesn't trip you up. Will Isaac Guerendo take more snaps to prep if Mason becomes injured? Maybe, but I think right now the 49ers' number 2 running back is Deebo Samuel. Guerendo, people need to remember that Isaac Guerendo only started 1 game at running back his entire college career. He started as a wide receiver, switched to running back, doesn't have a whole lot of experience as a freak athlete, I get it, but they picked him. He's probably the most developmental prospect of the 49ers 2024 draft class. So to expect him to step in and just be this multi-carry guy, that's asking a lot from Isaac Guerendo. I think that it's more realistic to say, hey, Deebo Samuel's the stopgap right now without Christian McCaffrey at running back as they try to shepherd Isaac Guerendo into the mix. It's a lot of traffic now. We're still 9 minutes away. We're really close, but it still says 9 minutes away. Jose says compare Sam Darnold, and then he got cut off. Maybe he'll have a longer question there. He retracted his message. Compare Sam Darnold and who? I'll answer another question while I wait for that one. Sam Darnold playing really well. Saw a video of Frank Gore at Ohio State. Frank Gore is a advisor for the 49ers now. He's talking to Ryan Day, who I believe was on a Niners coaching staff back when Gore played. I still remember Frank Gore, when he was with the Jets, was saying Sam Darnold is a talented guy. Frank Gore knows ball. Frank Gore knew what he was talking about. While everybody's trying to laugh at Sam Darnold, he just wasn't in the right situation. Didn't find the right situation until his final 6 games at Carolina. Actually, he had a lot better setup. Steve Wilkes was actually the coach there, and then he went to the 49ers last year and now is with the Minnesota Vikings playing good football. Is Devondre Campbell still going to start? Yeah, I think he's still going to start. They're trying to work D. Winters in there, but at this point, I think it's still Devondre Campbell time at that second linebacker position. Steepest hill so far. We're going up Russian Hill now. We did all Pacific Heights. Now we're doing Russian Hill. We're going to turn left here on Polk, but God, this feels like 45 degrees. This is intense. Hopefully we don't start rolling backwards. Man, if I started rolling backwards in a driverless car, you guys would see the end of me on live video. We're waiting for people to cross. Like, all these people are trusting us way too much, or trusting Casper way too much. It's like you're walking in front of a robot that could accelerate at any time. Even these guys on their bikes, I mean, they did not have the right of way. That took some nerve. You got to applaud them for the nerve, not for breaking the law, but for the nerve. All right, we're back on the usual path. We've taken this one a lot before. Actually, I think we normally come down Hyde, not Polk. I'm going to go by Galileo High School. We got some fans saying they wouldn't go to the game tomorrow because of the heat. I don't blame you. What's the best donut in San Francisco? I'm going to tell you guys something. I used to love donuts when I was a little kid. It was like my favorite food. It was almost a running joke. And then one time I overate donuts and I threw up all over the place. Like, it wasn't good. And I haven't liked donuts since. I know there's a good donut place supposedly on Polk, but I can't be the one to tell you whether it's great or not because I don't like donuts anymore. So it's a good question. But I am not the authority to answer that one. Have you had a chance to analyze Colton McKivitz's performance? So he's become a much better run blocker this year. He's really developed as a run blocker. I think that there have still been obvious deficiencies in the pass game, but the run blocking of Colton McKivitz has, just to give you an anecdote, PFF graded him at 61 as a run blocker last year. He is now at 81 run blocking grade this year. The 49ers were averaging 4.1 yards per carry running right last year. They were averaging 5.7 yards per carry running right this year. So I think Colton McKivitz has made big strides in his game. Somebody asked if there's a place like Superior Dairy that's in Hanford, if there's a place like that in San Francisco. I would say Mitchell's Ice Cream, really good. There are a lot of really good ice cream places, but Mitchell's Ice Cream going to be the closest thing to you. There's the Galileo High School football field, and we are just a couple minutes away now at this point. West likes Pearl's Deluxe Burgers. I haven't been there in a long time. Over by Union Square. I will have the master list for you guys as far as places to try out in San Francisco that you can consult at any time, so I don't have to keep on talking about my favorite places. But I have like this big list of places that I still want to hit this year. I hit one of them today, so when I run the 49ers Cardinals prediction video a little bit later this afternoon, you're going to get to see a new breakfast sandwich in this city. It's going to be really good stuff. Has Dominic Pooney's presence been a factor in Colton's development? I always think it is. I think that an offensive line has to work in cohesion. So I think playing next to Trent Williams helps Aaron Banks. I think playing next to Dominic Pooney helps Colton McKivitz. But, playing next to an improved Colton McKivitz probably also helps Dominic Pooney. It's a reciprocal thing. Who's seen Wicked? I've seen that, the musical. It's good. It's good. It's like the backstory of the Wizard of Oz. So go watch the Wizard of Oz first, then you can go watch Wicked. They didn't pay me to say that. I just saw it, and I think you'll be entertained. So we've made it to Aquatic Park. This is where I swim. I'm looking at the water. It looks nice and still. I'm really, really enjoying this. We're going to go for a big one today. We're going to go under the pier, out to Fort Mason, all the way around, and then back. And then I'm going to the Cal-Miami game tonight. That's going to be fun as well. I'm really looking forward to that. So here you go. This is where Irish coffees were first served in the U.S. We got a Dodger fan pointing us out. I'm not going to give the Dodger fan any camera time. But I'll give the Buena Vista Cafe some camera time. That's where Irish coffee was first served. And then it obviously had the cable cars. And now we're going to make our way past the only In-N-Out in the system without a drive-through. They had to make a compromise with the city of San Francisco to build an In-N-Out in San Francisco because you can't add a fast food chain with a drive-through in the city, because you've got a lot of driverless cars like this. It's more of a walking city. They made an In-N-Out burger without a drive-through. And we're going to turn right now, and you're going to see the In-N-Out burger. It's right here in Fisherman's Wharf. Isn't that cool? Still your good In-N-Out burger. You just have so many other places that you can eat here in San Francisco. So why settle for In-N-Out? Sometimes I do if it's late at night and I'm in this area. I go for a night swim. Those can be sketchy. Dark outside. I mean, it's cold even during the daytime. Sometimes when I swim at night in the bay, oh boy, that's when things get rugged. Now, this is going to take a while to cross. We got a lot of tourists crossing in front of us. Maybe you have time for one more question. How about this? A nice 45-minute show. These tourists will not stop crossing. They trust the car, or they don't know that it's a driverless car. All right, looks like we might finally have our ability to turn. There it goes. Final turn of the ride. It's been fun. I'll step out and show you guys the beach if you would like.
Almost there.
Maybe I'll step into the Dolphin Club as well. But I need to get my Dolphin Club key card. I don't have that quite yet. Our rival club, the South End Rowing Club, is right next to us. They're in the red. The Dolphin Club is the one with the blue trim right up there. Car in front of us, not sure what he's doing. Fleet Week next week. It's going to be crazy down here. There, here you go. There's the South End Rowing Club. And the Dolphin Club a little bit further. All right. I think I'm here.
Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
Let me show you guys the beach here to finish things off so you guys can see where I swim. Since we're already here, since we already did this long of a show, I think it's only right that we finish this correctly. I got a lot of people watching me though, so I gotta be quiet. Hold on. All right. We can say bye. So long to the car. If it ever starts moving. Ah, door's locked. There we go. It's off. All right, I'm gonna walk over to the beach here for you guys, and then I will say goodbye. We started at one beach and we'll end at another beach, which I think is a neat way to do this. This is definitely our longest Waymo show so far. There's gonna be a lot of people out here. I could already tell. Oh yeah, it is packed out there. Wouldn't expect anything else on a 95-degree day. Now it's definitely cooler by the water. But here we go. All right, that is it. We'll talk to you guys soon.